You just equated Bernie Sanders voters to Donald Trump voters.
I said no, I didn't equate them. I said there's a similarity here. A lot of them are fringe.
And over half of Democrats, though, under the age of, I think, 18 or 21, support Sanders.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other demographic. I'm sure
right.
Michigan, the point here, Harris kind of honed in on it, is that, yes, Michigan, I'm sure, rattled the Clinton campaign, but if her weakness is women, Bernie's weakness are his colleagues, the over 50 group. He's having trouble rallying those folks.
Right.
Well, and in a general election,
and they don't go crazy at
rallies. It's not going to do well, but there's no
I would
chance.
disagree. When you talk fringe, you're talking like a Dennis Kucinich.
Really?
That's when I think of a candidate with fringe. You look at the rallies, you look at the stadiums and the arenas that Sanders and Trump are packing. These aren't fringe. Both are capturing the imagination of the electorate. Don't believe me, Charlie. Look at the numbers.
I did. I looked at a video today on the Washington Post where I saw an assault. An assault in the Donald Trump rally. I see angry people fighting. I see reporters, hear about reporters getting assaulted. Now, I've not seen it at the Bernie Sanders. I've seen insane emotion, yes. But if you're telling me that's normal civil behavior, I would say
not what we're
that
arguing,
is not
Sandra.
about.
That's not the issue at hand that we're debating.
You asked me to talk about a rally.
We're talking about fringe versus non-fringe. And now you're talking about fighters versus non-fighters.
You're talking about a rally. I'm telling you, go look at the Donald Trump rallies. Go look at some of the
Donald
people
Trump is going to be the first guy to tell you that emotion,
what does that matter?
Good thing.
What's the point?
It does matter.
What does that matter?
When you have a candidate that basically does not tamp down on the raw emotion of the people in the audience, that's a problem. You're going to have a
We're
real
not
problem.
arguing whether it's a violence is a problem, Charlie. It's like a false argument.
So
you keep changing.
So wait a second. You don't think what's going on in those rallies is
You're
a
not
problem?
making sense in your arguments.
Oh, I'm not. Right.
You're not.
Right,
You're actually not. You're not cogent.
So it's not cogent to bring up the fact that there's violence at Donald Trump rallies.
That's not what we're debating, Charlie. We're not debating.
You're saying there's excitement.
We're debating whether or not you just insulted both sides voters.
You're taking issue with my characterization about fringe people at these rallies, and I told you, when you look at a footage of a Donald Trump rally, you see plenty of fringe. You see fights, you see assaults, you see reporters getting assaulted.
In those audience, Sandra.
Oh yeah, that too.
And thousands of people that aren't fringe.
For example, our colleague on the Business Network, Dagan McDowell, just spent an entire afternoon out at one of the biggest construction sites in New York City talking to construction people. And guess what? There was not one mention of Kasich. There was not much mention of Rubio. There was mention of Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, more than any other candidate.
My old man was a construction worker and loved Nixon, but he didn't start fights at rallies.
Can I just quickly say one thing? In this country, when you put people in a box of fringe, sometimes you wipe away their ability to have a voice. And so I just...
But I think you have to look...
Hold on, let me finish, because I listened to you.
Right.
Something that Jillian said about the percentage of young Democrats in particular who are going out. I think we have to be careful not to put everybody in that box, because what you do is you wipe away their ability to have a voice. And so something may have happened at a rally. There's video of it.
Harrison, it happens every time.
It's Harris.
Harris, I'm sorry.
If there needs to be...
It happens every time.
If there needs to be a legal... Every single rally?
Almost every rally there.
Oh, now it's almost.
Okay. Are you really got the blinders on where you don't think there's a fringe element that starts violence at Donald Trump rallies?
The same thing was said about the Tea Party.
No, it wasn't.
The same thing has been said about groups in this country.
No, they did not say...
The same thing was said about Occupy. The same thing has been said about...
Well, some of that stuff did happen at Occupy because I covered it.
Okay.
It's getting hot
in here. What you just said before was that it happens at every rally.
It happens almost every one.
Almost every rally.
Look at them. It's on tape.
I just think we got to dial up that fairness and that civility that takes it one by one. And if legal needs to step in, if the police need to step in at one point,
don't let him off the hook for this.
I think you've been on Wall Street a little too long, Charlie. I think you've been on Wall Street just a little too long, Charlie.
I can see a fight when I see one.
Oof. I happen to like AC/DC voters and crowds at AC/DC concerts, for the record. The endorsements are